Okay, so thank you for that discussion. Now, I have a follow-up question. Another factor affecting climate change is the natural cycles in the Earth's distance from the sun. Um, Hanya, how important do you think that is?
Uh, um, Actually, I think I have read about it somewhere that it has been scientifically proven that some Earth cycles they do influence the climate. It has something to do with the Earth's position on the orbit, on the sun orbit, and they had some fancy name for it. I think it was called Milankovitch cycles or something like that. And it has proven that it does influence climate periodically, like over like a couple of thousands of years. The climate might become slightly warmer or slightly cooler. However, nowadays, the climate change that we do observe, it is mostly due to human activity. And I think that if we want to address climate change, we have to be aware that it is burning fossil fuels and using like vehicles and like industry, basically that result in the greenhouse effect and then climate change.
Okay, and Renata, do you agree with her?
I definitely agree with you. I haven't read about it. But I have heard that there are certain natural cycles, natural changes that happen, and yes, we may enter this era of hot climate. We may be entering, or we are entering, as some researchers, of course, um, uh, talk about. Yes. Maybe it is necessary for this cycle to simply happen and to change things on the planet, but undoubtedly our activities have got a great impact on what is going on with the climate, and absolutely we need to do something about it. Each one of us, I believe, should.
Okay. Now, developed countries obviously historically have had a lot of impact on climate change. So do you think that they should have a special tax, a climate tax to combat global warming? I'd like you to discuss that together, please.
What do you think?
I think on the one hand, I want to say no, because I feel that those developed countries will somehow be sort of punished for the economy that they are trying to develop, and for the for the progress that they are making. But since they're causing so much pollution, and so much is changing about our climate, maybe certain financial uh, uh, penalties should be imposed on them, or maybe not penalties, maybe, as you said,
Yeah.
financial tax should be introduced, but again, in a way that it doesn't stop them from growing.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I believe we do need some kind of an incentive to make some countries like pay, like allocate some resources, in order to fight these climatic problems. And like sadly, the developing countries they cannot afford it, right? Because they are struggling with poverty.
Mhm.
So I believe that there should be some level of economic development at which countries should be encouraged to somehow contribute to fighting the climate change. So maybe I'm not sure if a tax is a good idea, but there are like many financial strategies. I don't want to like spend too much time talking about them. They are like carbon trading or carbon offsetting, and I believe this should be introduced in countries that reach some level of development.
Mhm.
Okay.
That sounds like a
Okay, thank you. So my last question, um, should the use of fossil fuels be banned once and for all? Maybe Renata, if you could start that, please.
I wish we could do that. I wish it was possible. But again, if we look at what is happening right now, I don't think we can afford that. I don't think we can actually completely walk away from fossil fuels,
Yeah.
because it's wishful thinking that we could just produce green energy and rely on the green energy, alternative energy resources, we should definitely do everything possible to reduce burning fossil
Yes,
fuels.
unfortunately, Polish economy still relies on coal mining and coal power plants, and so maybe it would be a better idea not to like ban fossil fuels, but like quite oppositely, to somehow encourage people, economies to invest in green energy. So maybe make it cheaper and more accessible, so that it's like slightly like it's just more it's a better option for people to invest in green economies and not in
Absolutely.
fossil fuels.
You're 100% right that we should encourage, invest in green energy, and maybe we should have fossil fuels as sort of a backup.
Yeah.
If you look at the situation at the moment, we're countries, especially in Europe, are going back to fossil fuels because of the lack of cooperation with Russia.
Okay, thank you very much for the
Thank you.
discussion.